And for everything I do, I always try and find an artist that I want to support, and that also I think what they create would be a good thing that would represent whatever I made. Like for the last Serasian record we did on Days There, I got the LP we did. I got a guy who he's never done art for a band before. He doesn't do graphic design for anyone. He makes independent horror video games. He's made they're like these really creepy point and click horror games. There's one called Water Womb World, and another one called Discover My Body. And the first time I seen it, I spend probably 80% of my free time watching YouTube videos on video games, whether it's someone playing a video game, whether it's a retrospective about a video game development, all that stuff. I came across someone playing that by this guy, and I thought it was so cool. And then I found him on Twitter, and I hit him up, and he did some stuff for us, and I asked him to do the art for the LP. I don't even think he listens to heavy music. I don't know if he listened to my band, but he was super into it. So I thought that was super cool, and it was nice to work with him. And then with World of Pleasure, I just want everything to look like it's like a Dreamcast game.
Yeah. I love that vibe. The kind of that one graphic for the World of Pleasure and Friends. That whole like kind of Game Boy, but like case, but Dreamcast N64 kind of 3D render is like super cool.
I found this guy who did graphic. He's a tattooer now. He like doesn't do graphic design anymore at all. He's just a tattooer. I think Canadian. He's out east there. I'm not sure where, but he did the 3D render and everything. He made everything up for me, and like that time he was already quitting doing graphic design. So I just had these like
you just had the renders of the 3D stuff.
Like, he made everything up, but it wasn't like complete. It wasn't a layout made for a record or anything like that. So I got my friend Ben, who he runs Northern Unrest out of Scotland. He's in like Despise and Demonstration of Power and stuff like that. He did our EP prior to him, and his brother Owen did the World of Pleasure EP. His brother did the 3D render of the Oswald the Rabbit, and then Ben did all the layout stuff. So we had him do the layout for everything. So Ben's had a huge part in curating that World of Pleasure look. So I have a lot to thank him for. He's very talented.
It's another way of thinking outside the box too, right? Like a lot of the artists and people involved you mentioned are not people usually doing that kind of stuff, which gives another perspective once again. So because as much as it can be cool to go to people who only do that or do like all the same, like it's like going to the same studio that everybody goes and stuff like that, like you're gonna no matter what you do, it's gonna be similar and they're gonna keep their style. But if you go outside, like the guy you said, like that, you're like, I don't even think he's listening to heavy music. It's perfect because the person is completely outside of it.
He's gonna do something that's no one else has for sure.
I hope he has, but I'm not convinced that he's listened to the Serasian record. He's dope. Everything he does he's so talented, and I hope he makes it big one day making these games. But yeah,
because there's so
really
much
cool
work. Like something I just want to bring that up. Like you were talking about like indie games and stuff. Like I don't think people know the amount of work that goes into that. Like the hours that goes into like making like sometimes a game that maybe for some people looks simple. We're talking like hundreds, thousands of hours in projects. So like
World of Pleasure. We have like a band now. Like we have full members and everything like that. And our bass player Steph, she works in video games and designing video games for quite large companies and stuff like that, but she's been kind of pioneering half the band learning how to create a video game. So we have like a Discord where we're all going to be taking lessons on how to make video games. So our goal is to make a World of Pleasure video game at some point. And
that's so sick.
Yeah, we're working towards that right now, which I think is just fun. We're all nerds.
You toured with Static Dress, right? In the UK, they have their Game Boy Color game. That's such a cool thing for a band to. Yeah, you guys have like the VHS stuff, and I see a lot of similarities between the two bands in terms of the approach stylistically, I think.
Yeah, we did like the VHSs. we wanted like we were gonna get, so Matt was the guy that did the image for the record. I found him because he made like full videos of, like, it looked like game over screens and stuff from like video games. It wasn't from anything. He just would make these things in Blender and stuff like that. And I wanted him to make like a full thing for the album that we could print on VHS and sell. But he ended up, again, just like getting out of it, and he became a tattooer and everything. So Ben was the one that made our VHS, and the image, it moves and all the songs change and whatever. It's really cool. But yeah, that was the idea behind that. Like, I wanted the album to have like this little kind of like 3D video to go with it to sell on VHS, stuff like that. And then we did cassettes too that kind of look like they're Switch games. They come in like Switch cases.
Oh, sick.
Also, hold on, I got something funny. I'll show you.
Yeah.
Always down.
We get the cat in Lou, so
won't complain.
I think stuff like this is cool. Like, we did this. This is like the Switch case
yeah
tape thing that we did.
Okay,
Ben did all that. But like a Sound and Fury speed to these like clip it things of the record. It's crazy. I don't even know how it works, but apparently, it's like a tiny CD thing, and I think you can like get the record on your phone somehow.
Okay.
And then my other friend's band from Boise, they have a band called Dead to Rights, and they made Xbox games with the CD in it.
That's sick.
It's just like a burnt
burnt CD.
Yeah. Shout out Boise Hardcore.
That's so fucking cool, man.
I love stuff like that. Just like kind of like, doing things that not everyone's doing. Here's another jewel case CD. Here's another black vinyl.
It gives people a reason to buy the thing, right? Because it's so, especially now, everything's on streaming and everything. It's kind of like, well, why would I even buy a CD in the first place, right? It's almost like you need like a reason to, I don't know, be able to show someone afterwards, hey, look at this cool thing, or have it up on your shelf or your wall or whatever. Like, there just needs to be something more now, for better or for worse, but
I love things. I need trinkets. I love to collect things and buy things and have them on display in my home. I feel like a lot of people are like that too.
I feel you on that. Our apartment is kind of a museum in every single room. So definitely feel that.
Yeah, because you need, like, there's something missing if you don't have like something physical. Like, and I know some people don't care, but it's just, if we're talking about games, for example, like, it's such a different experience. Like, I'm big on, like, I have a PS1, Xbox original, all that stuff, like, still here, and Xbox. I'm playing Skyrim on Xbox 360 to give you an idea still.
Nice.
Even if I have 300 mods on my computer, it makes no sense. But it's just like, there's something about having something in your hand and like having something digital. It's fine, but it's not an experience. It's just, okay, I have it. So doing all these little Easter eggs type thing, like you hide something. I don't know. I feel like
I have a hot take, but I feel like it shouldn't be hot. I hate this new era of digital gaming. No physical releases. Yeah. It's only digital. There's no like deluxe editions where I'm going to spend $140 and get like a figure and like a steel book, and you can barely buy a video game that has a booklet in it anymore, let alone a physical copy of it. And I personally despise that, because I've been subjected to it, and I think a lot of people will be subjected to it, because owning something digitally can be taken from you at any time.
Absolutely. And it's the same thing with music, by the way, right? We love Spotify today, but where's Spotify in 10, 15, 20 years? We don't know.
Something happened to the platform. It's gone.
We already, dude. I'm stuck still using fucking iTunes. It is the worst fucking thing in the world, but it's the only way I can get my digital files that I own onto my phone to listen to music that's not anywhere on streaming platforms.
Yeah,
it's just not there. I can't listen to some albums without doing this like stupid workaround that like makes me use a shitty program. Like, it's just, we're at that point already, and it's I don't know.
I understand the convenience of it all, but it also kind of just removes that feeling of like ownership. Like, oh, this is mine. Yeah. Like, I spent my money, like my hard-earned money on this thing, and now I have something tangible, and I'm gonna love this forever. I'm gonna hold it with me, or maybe not. Maybe I won't. I'll be like, this sucks now. I don't like it anymore. I'm gonna sell it. Now you can do that. You can't.
At least you can,
You can't
yeah.
do that with anything that's digital. I love digital, and I love the convenience, and I love being able to check stuff. I'm not dissing it, but especially with video games, I hate it.
Dude, look, if video games were cheaper at least, because you weren't getting something physical for it, maybe you'd
Canada,
have
too, you got
some
the
sort
markup.
of
It would
leniency
make
towards
sense,
it. But
though. It would make sense because there's less cost of production and stuff like that, right? Like when you needed to, like, think about if you think about it.
no. Just not having the retailer in the middle is like, games should be half off.
Why am I paying $90 for something?
Yeah.
And I don't get anything. I can play the game, but it can be taken from me at any time. I can't. Like, what if my PlayStation bricks or whatever? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
$90. You buy nowadays. If you buy 6 games, you can buy a PS5. 6 games.
No, it's crazy.
It's the same price as a console.
Without even games that are like still around, just things being always online, updates and all these things make it so that you can't play a version of a game that you played when you first bought the game. You know, like all that sort of stuff is so, I don't know. I think it's kind of tragic.
You like the game in a certain way, they do an update, you hate it, type of thing. Like there's also that, right?
Sucks to be you. Sucks to suck. It is what it is. You're like, all right, cool.
Then you don't have a choice, really. I was talking about the production cost because if you think about it, like, cause I'm still buying, like when I'm buying games for like PS1 and stuff like that, I want everything, right? The little booklet. That's the whole reason why I play
CIB. Complete in box. That's how I collect old video games and stuff like too. I have all the original Silent Hills and stuff, which like I got like Haunting Grounds and I got like a Grail game, Rule of Rose. Those things, if they're CIB, they're like $1,200 Canadian for a copy of it now. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, like obviously nowadays it doesn't, like they don't have booklet, don't have all that stuff to print. It must have been kind of expensive if you think about it, like the booklet and all the things. So like, and now we're paying more and we have nothing. So it's pretty funny if you think about it.
Yeah. My favorite thing was like, do you remember being a kid and renting a game and on the drive home, you'd read the booklet on all the options and stuff like that?
Yes.
It's like, what?
Yes.
Can't even do that anymore.
Wow, now you have a 3-hour download wait time for you to go look up YouTube videos on how to play the game. It's a different experience now.
Yeah, you do have time, but it's different, you know. But it's just, I think it was one of the big, and it's comparable to the CDs, right? That we had in deathcore, and you know, I think it's.
Dude, I'd go straight to the thank yous. Straight to the thank you notes in the CDs. In the
read
CD
the lyrics,
booklets,
you can all
read the lyrics.
I don't know. I can't tell what they're saying half the time, so I got to read the booklet.
Yeah, if you straight away know, you're really good. Like,
Yeah, I can't.